and welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that brutal OSC because we have returned with the highlight, with the main course here of tonight's show matches. Welcome back, of course, to the Club NV X Duckling Showdown number 2, your weekly dose of Korean show matches. We just wrapped up with Mondo versus Quanta in a more up-and-coming amateur show match, but here we have our heavy hitters. We have the heavy lineup here, as spawning in the top right-hand corner of Equilibrium, we have our South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing his new team, Cloud9. It is GuMiho. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have its opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Club NV. It is Creator. And if you are in the chat, predictions are open. So place your bets on how you think this series will unfold. Will it go the way of the Protoss or the way of the Terran? It is up to you to decide. As a reminder, this is a best of 7 show match. A lot of games to be had, a lot of games to be played. I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. Let's go. If you weren't here last week, we casted DRG, Dongre-gu, versus Kyor in a ZVT. That was last week's show match, so I recommend checking out the VODs. It went the distance. It was a very back and forth show match, very back and forth best of 7. Do recommend it. And if you're maybe tuning in for the first time, or maybe hearing this event for the first time, this is a weekly show match series. We have joined forces with Club NV, and we also commissioned a new mascot, or I should say, we commissioned a new pair of threads for our Duckling, and he is now rocking the Club NV jersey, as you can see. Hold on, as you can see over there. but bottom left. He looks beautiful, baby. He looks beautiful. Rocking that jersey, just a cute way to kind of combine the two logos. We kind of threw it to Shura. Shura, of course, we commissioned quite a lot of our stuff to Shura. He's a graphic designer, great guy. And I was like, we need a mascot. We need a new logo for a tournament series that we're hosting. He's like, oh, like another animal. It's like, yeah. I mean, sure, why not? Okay, I have an idea. What about your duckling, but in a jersey? I'm like, oh, okay. It's very cute. It's very cute. I love it. Do love it. Do appreciate it. Again, if you're a subscriber and if you're in our Discord server, you would have seen the process. I did post the sketches. I posted the original sketches of the logo, as well as the finalized version in our Discord as well. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, then you can join our Discord if you are interested. Otherwise, we are just settling into our best of 7 into game 1. Going to be on Equilibrium. Vetoes have already concluded, and we will be having a look at the map order later on. But here we go. Reaper does dip in, and we do get a kill on one of those probes already. Good pick up here by GuMiho, dipping in between the bases. Meanwhile, we have soon our tech of choice. There it is. It's not a Twilight Council. It's going to be a Stargate opener out of Creator, but we want to get another probe. Oh, and we do get it. Big pick up here by GuMiho. He wants a third. Urabas. Oh, it barely doesn't. Reaper gets shut down. Adepts they get across the map as well. Looking at the vision of GuMiho, he did confirm the opener. He did see the Stargate.
Upgrade complete.
GuMiho is aware and should be getting ready. Meanwhile, behind this is going to be a 1-1-1 opener. Interesting, we're going to be reactoring out Hellions, not Widow Mine. So it's not going to be a mine drop, it's going to be Hellion into Cyclone. A very aggressive follow-up. The reason why I say this, Cyclones are amazing defensively against Stargate openers, against Oracles and Phoenixes. The Hellions can threaten the mineral line. Because it's a Stargate opener, that means less gateways. That means less of a ground army. So Hellions can threaten that mineral line. Now, the scouting adepts did see the Hellions, so Creator knows, and Creator, he's getting ready. You can see here, he's walling off, and he has his adepts on hold position. So a solid wall here with his units, with his buildings. Meanwhile, Hellions, they take control of the Zonaga. And we have a Liberator harassing across the map. Likewise, Phoenixes are looking for those Hellions. They're looking for any kind of free pickups here, as Creator is looking for map control. Behind this, we're going to be transitioning. I mean, it's GuMiho, so we have to make sure that there's no mech. he is one of those players that is willing to mech it up against Protoss. Not the most common of things to do, but it's in his wheelhouse. As he throws down 2 more Raxes. So it's going to be a 3-1-1 setup. Very standard setup here by GuMiho. Ooh, the Hellions are going to get caught out. One Hellion does fall, and behind this, the Cyclones are staying back at home to defend. To defend against those Phoenixes. Meanwhile, behind this, it's going to be Phoenix into Colossus. The Bay is on the way. A very traditional, very standard way of playing out Protoss versus Terran. For many years at this point, Phoenix Colossus is the go-to. Third base is also on the way. So a very defensive, very passive style out of Creator. Creator, he's only working off of 2 gateways. He's only working off of 3 Phoenixes as well. Very greedy. A lot of Protoss players, they build up towards 5, even 6 Phoenixes, but we cut early on here. I want to say 4 Phoenixes in total for Creator before teching and getting into his third. So this is greedy, yes, but GuMiho isn't punishing him, and he can't really punish him too hard. The reason for this, of course, is the map. We are on Equilibrium, very long rush distance by ground. Very long rush distance, so it's so difficult to actually be aggressive on this map. Likewise, because of the Phoenixes, it's difficult to go for a drop play. Overseer comes in, Observer comes in, we confirm the production, we confirm the add-ons. We are aware of the stim timing and the medevacs that are on the way. So Creator, he's fully aware of what's going on, and now he's going to be getting ready back at home. And now we can focus on army production. There we go. Additional gateways on the way, +1. First Colossus is in production. We have shield batteries here at the natural. We have a shield battery in the way, or on the way, here at the third. Beasts, they catch the medevacs! Oh! Don't quite get them. Clutch boost there out of GuMiho. Does evacuate, does escape, keeping those medevacs alive. Meanwhile, GuMiho, bold move. He gets his third base not just on location at the gold. A very greedy third base here from GuMiho. We'll see if he can get away with it. Now what's important is that he's expanding behind his push. So the Phoenixes are forced to stay at home. Creator, he is forced to stay at home. He doesn't know what's going on. Doesn't know how greedy GuMiho is being. To get some extra hits in. Mine jump towards the main base. A very weakened medevac, so a bold move once again out of GuMiho. Does trying to dive. Good force field. Ooh, we shut down the Cyclones. Cyclone's going to be going down at the same time, though. We drop into the main, and Creator, is he looking? He is. He's paying attention, and the mine shots are going to be going up. Oh! Ooh, gets a Stalker, and 5 probes. 5 workers do go down at the same time. We dive into the natural. Shield battery goes down. We can maybe get some more workers. Again, a crazy guy dive here from GuMiho. He gets 9 probes in total. He will lose everything, though. Bear that in mind. GuMiho will throw everything away for this damage. Gets 9 workers in total, but he loses his medevacs, his marauders, his marines, his liberators. Is it going to be worth it? I mean, he has the gold. He has a gold base behind this. He has a booming economy. He just has to make use of it. Ghost Academy on the way. He is rebuilding his army with widow mines, with marauders. Creator is going for his counterattack, as he should. Like, again, Creator, he has momentum. Creator is up in army supply. GuMiho right now is at his weakest. After losing so much of his army, GuMiho is vulnerable. GuMiho, he needs time for this gold base to pay for itself. He needs time for this gold base to really kick in. Well, we catch the marauders. We catch the widow mines. GuMiho, he's in a lot of trouble. He's trying to buy time. You can see he's kiting back across the map. He wants Creator to chase him. And he will. Creator, he chases the army, which means his third base is left safe. Like, this third is so exposed. Like, there's nothing here. But GuMiho, he forces the army all the way back home across the map. It's a one-way trip. Like, these Marines and Marauders, they give their lives here to buy time. And Creator, he's had enough. He's like, I'm not chasing this anymore. But he did, is the thing. Like, GuMiho, he bought a lot of time. And he still has this army alive. Back at home, he's rebuilding more Marines, Marauders, widow mines. So this third base is still very exposed. And Creator, does he check? He doesn't know. Creator, if he did, he would send some units over. So we dive on the army. Force fields are thrown down. The mines are dropped on top, but they do get focused down. Good focus fire out of Creator. Good force fields as well. The War Prism is still alive. He reinforces here on the front lines. And Creator, he is barely breaking through. With 3 Colossi, he has too much. Even without scouting, he has no idea that the gold was taken, but it doesn't even matter. Oh, he's checking. He sees. He finds it. He finds the gold. A little bit surprised, I'm sure. Does shut down the base, and GuMiho again still in a lot of trouble, and a lot of this is because of the dive that we saw earlier. The boys are being pulled. We're trying to repair, but so many SCVs going to be going down here. But again, GuMiho's attack at the start of the at the first half of the game, because he committed so hard, he didn't trade well enough, and now he's been stuck on the back foot. Stuck back at home. Disruptors have arrived. Creator taking his own gold. The difference being is that Creator has map control. He can afford to take this gold base, and GuMiho can't really threaten him. He's trying to. Moves out. Takes down the Observer. Phoenix is going for a run by. Going for a counterattack. No turrets. Uh-oh. This is greedy. And GuMiho, he knows it was a Stargate opener, and to avoid any turrets in the main is wild. And SCV is going to be going down. 3 workers so far. We delay some of the production. Speaking of, you can see that GuMiho, he has a massive bank. He's trying to spend his money. He does catch some Phoenixes. He gets 2. There we go. More Raxes on the way. GuMiho will be forced to take the linear third base instead. But Creator, he's almost maxed. Again, Creator, he's been in control. Ever since he cleaned up the first army, he has been very much so in control of this game. GuMiho did a great job buying time and forcing back the army, but it just was not enough. Phoenix is getting ready for another run-by, or flyby. Main army going to be checking the gold once again. What do we have? We have 3 Colossi, 3 Disruptors, 5 Phoenixes. Does catch the mine. Now, we do have a lot of Ghosts for EMPs and a decent Viking count, but we're out of position! GuMiho out of position. SCVs are going to be going down. Massive Nova! Massive connection. Nova goes off on the main army. Vikings are doing what they can. They want the Colossi, they don't get them. Both Colossi barely survive. Well, 3 Colossi barely survive. And GuMiho, he gets knocked down to 2 bases. He's now taking his 4th, I guess now technically a 3rd. It is a planetary. It is up and running. Creator, again, he is maxed out. Catches a Widow Mine. Gonna be rotating around, looking for a better angle of attack. How many Vikings do we have? We have only 2 Vikings. They were reset earlier. Planetary has been spotted. We avoid the planetary. And we go for the main army instead. Big EMP. Big EMP in the center of the army of Creator. But he's pushing in nonetheless. He smells blood in the water. The Nova! The whole position working against GuMiho. He stood in a Papi. The Nova goes off. We clean up whatever is left on the ground. GG gets called, and Creator will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Oh, as Creator does take the first game here, and quite a solid one at that. I mean, to be fair, a lot of the onus here was on GuMiho. Remember, like, the way that he fought, the way that he dove at the start of the game, all the way into the natural, all the way into the 3rd, like, GuMiho was just so aggressive, and it's such a risky way to play, and it fell on its face. You know, the aggression of GuMiho amounted to not much. He killed 9 probes. It was a good amount of worker damage, but GuMiho traded his entire army for it. And as a result, he lost map control, and Creator immediately went for a counterattack. He had momentum, he ran with it, and with that, Creator takes game 1, but it's a best of 7. Best of 7, plenty more games ahead of us, plenty more maps ahead of us as well. Let's go. Let us go. We're rolling into game 2. I just remembered that our mascot duck is called Alan. It is true. It's Alan the duck. It's true. It is a reference to, I think it was a reference to All Inspiration, right? Because we used to call All Inspiration Alan as well. Like that did happen back in the day. So here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Golden Aura, we have the South Korean Terran player down in this series, but looking to fight back. Again, best of 7, plenty of games to come. Representing Cloud9, it is GuMiho. spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss representing Club NV. It is Creator. So reference to Yakuno being able to pronounce all in, yeah. For those wondering, back in the day we used to cast amateur tournaments, or we used to host our own amateur tournaments, like Bronze to Diamond and Bronze to Masters players, quite a lot of them. And there was a team called All Inspiration, and back then Yaku and Steel Mold used to cast most of the amateur tournaments. And yeah, that's the origin. Literally SDO1, yeah. Yaku called Team Inspiration Island instead. And thus the name of our duck. Not like this. It's been a long time. Yeah, it's been a long journey here for the Cranky Ducklings. It's great to see that we're able to help provide and help host events like this for the Korean scene as well. After many years. No, Sea Duckling Open #1 was what? 2016? End of 2017? End of 2017, right? Yeah, it's been a long time. Been many, many years. Still started from SU2, yeah. As we have a much more aggressive opener. Okay, getting into our game here. GuMiho going for a double gas opener this time. Remember, game 1 was a Rax expand. Here in game 2, double gas. What does this mean? It means faster factory. It means a delayed command center. So far more aggressive here out of GuMiho. It makes sense. Golden Aura has a shorter rush distance by ground compared to Equilibrium. Equilibrium is a very large map. Golden Aura, very short map, very small map. So with that, GuMiho is going to try to take advantage of that map as well. Meanwhile, Creator, he comes in and he gets a full scout. He does confirm the opener, does confirm the delayed CC. Creator knows. And a bold move. I don't know how I feel about this. So, I'm very fond of Stargate openers on larger maps. Maps like Equilibrium, Alcyone, Radizet Station, even Site Delta. Well, Site Delta, a little bit, I'm on the fence on that. But for the most part, Stargate openers with Phoenixes can do very well on large maps because these ground pushes and something like a 3-axe is not very viable on larger maps because you have a lot more breathing room, which means you can gain map control and you can get up to your Phoenixes without too much issue. On smaller maps, you have a lot more pressure on you, and these Phoenixes, they have a finite amount of energy available to them. You know, they have a finite amount of usefulness when it comes to defending against ground pushes early on. We'll see. We'll see if we can hold, because GuMiho's pushing. he's already coming in. We have 3 Reapers and 2 Hellions. The goal here, get into a mineral line. Kill some probes. So far, good positioning at a Creator. Shield battery is done. Adepts are in position. At the same time, Reapers, they avoid the Adepts. They go straight for the mineral line in the main base. We do have a Phoenix. Probes are going to be going down. Boys are being pulled. And we do get 2 workers. We clean everything up at the same time. The Hellions are once again deflected. Good positioning, good defense here from Creator. Things got very chaotic, but he was able to keep his Adepts in position. He had the shield battery done in time. And Creator, he shuts us down. He shuts this down completely. Very impressive. Very impressive here by Creator, as he is going to be going for a big counterattack. Now suddenly, momentum swings in favor of Creator. He shuts down the aggression, and now he does move out. Behind this, we're getting into a drop, actually. Marines are amassing. Cyclone is on the way. Viking as well. GuMiho getting into some drop play. Now remember, these are vanilla Marines. No stim. No stim, no combat shields. They're mainly here to provide support for the Cyclone, support for the Viking. Creator does back off. You can see him here. He's ready for the drop. We have Phoenixes fanned out in the main. We have Adepts fanned out here at the natural. Expansion is being taken. Before the expansion, a faster Bay. Robotics Bay has been thrown down 2 games in a row. Creator, he's embracing Phoenix Colossus. Phoenix opener into Colossi. And honestly, Creator, he's gotten past the worst of it. Like, that initial Hellion defense was beautiful, and from there, GuMiho lost map control, and now Creator, he's rushing into Colossus. We'll see if he can get there. Once he does, he's going to be safe to establish his third. There's going to be a window. There's going to be a window available where GuMiho can push out, but he takes a fast third base of his own. Very fast third CC, which is scouted. big scout here from Creator. He gets 3 SCVs, delays the production. Ooh, takes a mine to the face. 5 workers for 1 Phoenix. Not a bad trade for Creator. More importantly, he saw the fast third base. So he knows he is safe to saturate this third. He knows that the second and third racks was delayed from GuMiho in favor of this third CC, which means the Bio Army has been delayed. It means Stim has been delayed, more importantly, tank production as well. This army is designed to defend. It's not really designed to move out. So Creator, he should be feeling pretty comfortable. He throws down a Forge for +1, a couple of gateways as well. He's happily establishing himself with 3 places. He can even take a 4th, to be honest. So GuMiho having a much more passive early game, as opposed to game 1. Remember, game 1, he was hyper aggressive, and he was punished for it. So I do kind of like this from GuMiho. I do think this is a little bit better. I say a little bit, like, I wouldn't be opposed to being aggressive with Golden Aura, but he's just going to be taking his third base, establishing himself, getting into the mid game. And Creator, he is, running away with these Colossi. Second Colossus is on the way. There's going to be a third Colossus behind this. We have our Templar Archives from Blink for charge. Yeah, we're getting into our Gateway Explosion now that the third base is fully saturated, or getting fully saturated. Creator, he is free to tech up. Again, Stim is still not done. So GuMiho is still stuck at home, trying to keep up with the movements of Creator. And again, Creator, he never intended to commit. He just picks up a couple units here and there, gets a Widow Mine, and backs up. But Creator, he's just still getting into the mid-game. Taking up even further. Templar Archives on the way for Storm, for Archons. Now, what I will say is that I do appreciate that GuMiho wasn't just being economic. He's teching up very quickly as well. It's a very fast Ghost Academy. Ghost Academy is done here in the natural, and we have Ghost already on the way. So both players are being greedy in their own way. Both players are being greedy, both players are rushing into the mid game with a 3-base economy. I do still favor Creator a little bit with his own army composition, but we'll see. Maybe I'm putting too much stock in Colossus. I mean, without Vikings, Colossi are pretty terrifying. EMPs are good, but we'll see. I mean, I should also remember, though, we have Disable. We have an Interference Matrix. This Raven for GuMiho is going to be so important in the next fight. We can disable the Colossus. Behind this, 4th CC on location. GuMiho, this is a very different GuMiho to Game 1. Again, Game 1 was hyper aggression. Here in Game 2, hyper just defensive play. We're just being greedy. We're teching up. 4th base on location. GuMiho is only vying for map control. This 4th base tells us that he doesn't want to dive in unless he sees like a really juicy opportunity, like an exposed base. But for the most part, GuMiho's chilling. He's just wandering around, taking those Onagas, chasing the probes. So it's almost like a no rush 10-minute game. Almost like GuMiho was aggressive to begin with, but like after he got shut down with his Hellions and Reapers, like we've been calming things down quite a lot. Oh. Phoenix is moving out. We do have Widow Mines thrown around the map, and ooh, big mine shots. Bit of miscontrol there out of Creator. Unable to shut that down. Meanwhile, the Raven takes a lot of hits. The Raven goes down. Without the Raven, we can collapse on this army. GuMiho, he gets caught out, loses a Ghost, and the Vikings. GuMiho bleeding out a lot here. I don't think he was really expecting Creator to push out. And again, he's only fighting with half his army. The other half is back at home. And Creator is pushing in. And there's only half a Terran army here. GuMiho going for a run-by. Going for a big counterattack. And we're going for a base trade. Let's go. Creator going to be pushing into the natural base at the same time. Disruptor goes down across the map. This base is forfeit. GuMiho diving into the natural instead. Do we recall? That's the question. Do we recall or do we commit? 3rd base goes down. That's a kill, not a lift. That was the 4th base even. At the same time, we dive into the natural. Robo gets depowered. Disruptor is not going to come out. boys are being pulled. Vikings on top of the ramp. The Colossi doing a lot of damage. Oh my god, swiping away at the army. But this choke point is so brutal to push into. Colossus goes down. Yeah, this prism was late. The War Prism, it was late, but we're breaking in nonetheless. Creator gaining even more ground here at the same time. GuMiho pushing into the main base. We have cannons, we have shield batteries. Where are the EMPs? We do land one. An Archon goes down. The Colossus barely survives. The Vikings pushing in. But the Vikings go down, and Creator, he breaks the main base. He breaks through, takes control of the main, takes control of the production. At the same time, Creator, he has fresh mining bases. He's taking the gold as well. Creator, he can always recall. And Creator, he's snowballing out of control here. Shutting down the production. GuMiho has a handful of mules. He's dropping across the map. And GuMiho, he hasn't seen the gold. There's still so many nexus to bring down. And Creator, he can always recall. As the buildings are burning, brings down the main base, shuts down the starport. I mean, GuMiho, he is killing buildings, that is true. But Creator is happily mining. He's throwing down a Dark Shrine. Let's go. Going for the DTs. A Dark Shrine would end the game because we are down to a single orbital. Or 2 orbitals, I should say. Soon to be 1, as this one is going to fall. At the same time, GuMiho, he does come across another Nexus. He's going to bring it down as well. Creator is going to be knocked down to 1 base. But all he wants is this final orbital. He's chasing it down, and then he can recall. And the orbital, it's going to fall. There's no saving it. There's no dead space. Nowhere near. The base goes down. And we still have a fully fresh mining base here. Dark Shrine does finish. And there is no detection for GuMiho. He does have EMPs. EMPs can reveal Dark Templar. And these are the only buildings here for GuMiho. Just a couple of floating Raxes. He has 3 Ghosts, 13 Marines, 7 Marauders. He has an army. But Creator, he's got a death bolt of an army. Yeah, GG gets called. The writing is on the wall, and Creator will take a 2-0 lead in this best of 7. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. So initially, the game was pretty even. The game was pretty even for the most part, leading into the mid-game. It is just so unfortunate that GuMiho got caught. Remember, when he got caught in the center of the map, he only had half his army, and he lost Ghosts, he lost Vikings, Medivacs. Creator, he just pounced on half of the army of GuMiho, and then after that fight went Creator's way, bam, counterattack. He just pushed in, and GuMiho was caught like with his pants down. He had like half his army at home, half his army across the map. He just got caught out. The base trade was the only option. The base trade was the only option for GuMiho, and it wasn't a good option either. Like things just went south so quickly, and that is the power of Golden Aura. We spoke about Golden Aura before. Because of the short rush distance by ground, if one fight goes your way, you can very quickly counterattack. It doesn't take too long at all to just walk across the map and to hit the bases of your opponent. So once one player gets momentum, it's very difficult to swing it back in your favor. And Creator, immediately he just went for the base trade, committed, and as GuMiho was going for the base trade, he just didn't really have much of an army to keep up. Not anymore. Not after losing so much before the base trade started. So things snowballing and escalating very quickly in favor of Creator in that last game. But here we go, we're getting into game number 3, and spawning in the top right hand corner of Solaris, we have our South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing representing Cloud9. Having a rough start here in this series, but can he bring it back? It is GuMiho. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Club NV, leading the series 2-0. It is Creator. Now, it's still a best of 7. As I mentioned before, best of 7 means first to 4 wins. Creator is still a ways away, but he is on a roll right now. He has a lot of momentum in the series. He's looking in form. GuMiho, the pressure is on. One more loss and then he's going to be on match point. He needs to bring it back here and now. I want a back and forth. I want a series out of this. We all know that GuMiho has it in him, but individually in these games, like, there have been a couple of missteps here and there, a couple of unfortunate moments, and Creator, he's been running away with it so far. In game 1, I have to put a little bit more onus on GuMiho. Like, game 1, GuMiho was like overly aggressive and he was punished for it. In game 2, again, just really unfortunate that he got caught. He got caught in the middle of the map, and then that was it. Things escalated, and that was game. GuMiho has to be that much more careful when it comes to his army movements against Creator. And we'll see if he can bring it back. I want to believe. I want to believe that GuMiho can bring it back and we can get it back and forth. I want to believe. As Creator, he's going for a Gate Cyber Expand. Standard opener out of Creator. Double gas out of GuMiho. Okay. 2 games in a row. Gonna be double gas from our Terran player. CC is going to be delayed. Probe comes in, and Creator, he does confirm the faster factory. Now, last game, this led into, it was 3 Reapers and 2 Hellions. And we saw that GuMiho was trying to bust in, was trying to break into the natural, but Creator, he shut it down well ahead of time. This time, I don't see any Hellions. It's going to be Reaper into Cyclone. Okay. So a different unit composition in the early game for GuMiho. A very different unit composition as he dances with the Adept. Oh my god! Creator, calm down! Creator out-controlling GuMiho there. Bearing in mind, Reapers do outrange Adepts, by the way. That should not have happened, but Creator using the speed zone to really just like catch GuMiho off tempo and pick off a Reaper. A very good start. That's crazy. That's insane. A good start for Creator. Reaper comes in, gets behind the mineral line. Gonna disrupt some of the mining there, but Creator is gonna force him back. Ooh, as we shut down this, we shut down the second Reaper, and GuMiho sees nothing, by the way. Doesn't see the tech despite opening up double Reaper. He's in the dark. Once again, it is going to be Stargate. 3 games in a row. It's going to be a Phoenix opener, but GuMiho's not fully aware. He's not fully aware what's going on. He's preparing back at home. We have a Phoenix here at the ramp. We have our Cyclones in position. Once again, it's going to be Cyclone into Raven. And oh my god, this is a Jesus. A giga fast. But you thought the third was fast in game 2? Even faster here in game number 3. Very uncommon. Very uncommon for Terran players in a TvP matchup to expand this quickly. So a very fast third base here out of GuMiho. GuMiho, he may have lost map control, he may have lost a lot of momentum and a lot of map presence, but he is just racing to a very greedy build. So very economic here from GuMiho. Creator, it's going to be his turn to be in the dark. He's unaware as to what's going on. Creator, he's building up here on Safety Immortal. Should be working towards a bay, then into a third base. Very safe play here from Creator. And he's still trying to piece together what is going on. Now he's moving out with his Phoenixes, trying to scout what's happening. Does get one of those Widow Mines. Cyclone's going to be sending this back. Oh! Very nice pickup. Very good pickup here out of GuMiho. Takes down a Phoenix. Almost gets another as well. And again, Creator, he doesn't get into the main base. He is in the dark. Now behind this Creator, he's playing the same style. It's going to be the bay before the third. So a very safe build here. If he wanted to be greedy, if he knew what was happening, we would probably see Creator go for a faster third Nexus. But it's going to be a little bit later here in favor of faster Colossus production. Colossus production which isn't really necessary. Because as we can see, GuMiho is focusing on his economy, not on building up an army. Not yet. GuMiho now working on Stim, combat shields, throwing down additional Raxes. Getting into his 5 rack setup. Phoenixes, they do dip in. Oh. And he does spot the third base. He sees that it's already being landed on location. Technically faster than the third of Creator, and this should not be happening in TvP. Usually the Protoss is up a base. Usually the Protoss needs to be up a base to make up for the mules of the Terran, and that is not the case this game. Speaking of, the Mule Hammer is here, and the pressure right now is on Creator. Creator is now aware of what's been happening. Stim isn't done. We catch Marines. Very nice pick up here from Creator, recognizing how vulnerable this army is, recognizing how economic GuMiho has been. And we clean up the Marines. We clean up a lot of SCVs. And this is very necessary damage for Creator. Again, this is very necessary to catch back up. Getting 4 workers and 6 Marines. So good pickup, good cleanup there, good catch from Creator. Behind this is getting into his Colossi, taking up into a Twilight Council. I like the idea of taking a faster 4th, as we throw down some spotter pylons to keep up with drop play. But here we go, GuMiho, now his 3rd is up and running, and now we can focus on pushing. Now we can focus on army production. Stim is done, combat shields, we cache an observer in the center of the map. And now it's time for GuMiho to kind of flex his army and reap his rewards. We have disables, we have 2 Ravens. These Colossi, what are they gonna do? Mass disable the Colossi. Good force fields. Good force fields to kick things off. But we dive on top of the Colossus. 1 goes down, overcharge, barely keeping the other alive. We have another disable. The chain disables here on the Colossi. Despite that, the overcharge putting in a lot of work. Yo, the shield battery is the MVP, and Creator, he still cleans this up. Who needs Colossi? Creator, he literally fought this without any of his Colossi fighting. They did nothing in this fight, and Creator holds. That shield battery, that overcharge. It put in so much work keeping the Stalkers alive. And I'm a little bit shocked. We take down a medevac. Like, that was supposed to kill, by the way. That was a move that was meant to kill, and it killed 1 Colossus and traded with gateway units. That's all it did. It killed an Immortal as well, but that was not good enough. Now we throw down a 4th base here for GuMiho. 4th base also on the way for Creator. We're building up Vikings. We have a game. Like, that was the scariest moment. Like, we were building up towards that push. Creator survives. Creator, he's looking decent right now. I say decent. How many Colossi? Okay, 3. Okay, wait, nah, yeah, we're good. For a moment, I was like, did we stop Colossus production? Nah, we got 3 Colossi. We got shield batteries, cannons. Now, Creator, he doesn't see the move out because he lost his Observer. The Observer went down earlier. Trying to get in position. Big disable on the Colossus. We go for the dive. A Colossus goes down. Big pick off there from GuMiho. Overcharge once again, keeping this army alive. A lot of mine shots. Oh, where's the Observer? Observer just now on the way. Once again, we do hold. We do survive. Secondary army pushing in towards the right-hand side. And Creator, he's having a hard time keeping up. And Creator is being pulled apart. Wouldn't mind Zoo Burrow. Connecting on a Zealot. These Woodmines here, they're looking to reset as well. 2 Woodmines go down. These 2 here will reset. GuMiho rotating everything towards the south. And again, Creator has no map vision. The Prism! No! Oh, that's a big pick off. Prism goes down. No harass, no juggling with the army. Ay, ay, ay. GuMiho, he's pushing on in. Creator not ready for this. Good hold position micro there out of Creator. Doesn't overextend. The rest of his army does rotate over. Creator, he is barely holding on. Now, the Raven count was reset. The Ravens were reset for GuMiho. Disruptors are on the way. 2nd robot for double disruptor production. GuMiho getting his 4th base up and running. But this is still anyone's game. Both players have a booming economy. Both players are about to max out. Now, when it comes to the maxed out armies, we have a handful of Vikings. We're working on our 5th and 6th Viking. Ghosts are more important here. EMP's Ghosts are on the way. No Liberator transition yet, but there it is. 2nd starport. 2nd starport is in production. we should be seeing soon a fusion core and libs as well, +1 ship weapons to help out those Vikings. That should be the direction that GuMiho takes us in, but for now, he is marauding around the map, taking a 5th on location. He's coming across the 5th base of Creator. Creator rotating over. Does pick off a Viking. Now, what's scary here is that both players are expanding towards each other. Like, these bases are right next to each other. A fight is going to ensue, and whoever loses will lose their base. We dive on the army, we catch out the Marines. Where are the ghosts? Where are the EMPs? They're not here. Nova's going to be going off, connecting with the Marauders. Big EMPs here on the Archons. That's what we needed. And Creator, he's forced to back off, bleeding out a lot of units, forced to recall. Forced to recall back home, and GuMiho, he can keep on pushing. He will deny this 5th. I mean, both players lose their 5th bases, to be fair. But GuMiho has momentum. Creator was double expanding, bear that in mind. So technically still has a 5th base, it just now finishes. Disruptors are on the way, Colossi in production as well. Creator did overextend. The Novas were lackluster. Now we're going to be zoning back the army. A lot of Vikings are amassing as well. There's the Libs. Up! Catch the Disruptor. Big pickup. Second Nova will not connect either. Good control out of GuMiho. Creator, a bit of friendly fire. Takes down some of his own Stalkers. We're trying to catch this army at the same time. GuMiho amassing another army here to reinforce. To counterattack even. GuMiho losing a lot of ghosts. Up! He did bleed out a lot of ghosts here. Yeah, we dive on forward. Creator going to be committing at the same time. GuMiho going for his own counterattack, and we're ending up in another weird base trade, but Creator, he's turning back around. Base goes down, the mineral line as well. Creator's going to rotate instead. The Colossus goes down. Big pickoff. And I have to favor GuMiho in this base trade. He's got libs. Colossi are on the way. Creator still looking for a way in. GuMiho avoids the main army, goes for another counterattack, catches another base. It is a full-on base trade. And GuMiho is maxed. Creator is not. And the Liberators, they reign supreme here. Liberation zone's back at home to defend, which means we cannot bust into the main. Creator, he's trying to hold on here, but he just doesn't have enough at home to defend. We'll be losing even more workers. He does shut down a base. Creator going to be losing his 3rd. So is GuMiho. But GuMiho, he has a 4th, but it's a planetary. He's fine. GuMiho is perfectly fine here. I mean, he's going to lose the base, but he's going to trade. That's what's important. He is over... Oh, he's over Sim. Wait. No Medivacs? Uh-oh. GuMiho has 0 Medivacs, by the way. This army is getting weaker and weaker. Like, one swipe of Colossus, one Archon shot, and this army will die. We're coming back home. We're coming back home. The Nova goes off. Big connection. Big connection on the Marauders. We dive on top of everything here. Liberators go down. Marauders as well. GuMiho will lose his army. He does have more bases. Does have mining. But again, he had 0 Medivacs. Now he's making Medivacs. But okay, he has a secondary army back, and that's a lot. He has plenty back at home that's been building up. Banking up a death ball of a bio army. No Medivacs yet, but he's making them. It's okay. Medivacs are on the way, and the armies will clash. What do we have? Okay, 4 Disruptors. 4 Disruptors against 5 Libs, and that's a lot of Marauders. 24 Marauders. How good are the Novas going to be? We dive in. Novas go off. Good splits. Very nice splits here from GuMiho. Oh, I spoke too soon. 1 connects. Is 1 enough? Is 1 Nova enough? It may just be. Disruptors to survive. Good kiting here from GuMiho, and it looks like Creator doesn't have enough here. He's got a handful of Stalkers remaining. He's trying to break through the Marauders, but the Marauders, they stand strong. Hot pig up there. And GG gets called. GuMiho cleans up the army. And GuMiho fights back, putting a point on the board. GG. Whew. GG, well played. GuMiho, he's fighting back. He is going to be fighting back here. Again, GuMiho did enter the base trade in a much better position. He was pulling Creator apart. Initially, Creator had a very clutch defense against the first push, but we saw that GuMiho was able to gain map control, strip that away from Creator, and just pull him apart left and right, pick away and pick apart his army. Solid game there out of GuMiho. GuMiho getting into his groove. Getting into his groove here. And can we tie things up? Can we tie it up 2-2? Can we have a more back and forth? That's all I want. That's all I want, Bob. Let's go. The base trade was chaotic, and I was concerned for a moment there. I'll be honest, if GuMiho hadn't split as well as he did in that final fight, if we had connected like 2 good Novas, Creator probably wins that fight, and does he win the game from there? Would have been close. Would have been close. Regardless, clutch moves out of our Terran, and here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, fighting back, putting a point on the board. Representing Cloud9, it is GuMiho. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss representing Club NV. It is Creator. We have a series. We do have a series. It's beautiful. Oh, let's go. GuMiho. What are we doing here, Papi? Where are we going? Now, there's a lot of potential here. There's a lot of potential with this Rax. Are we bold enough to lift the Rax into the main base and Proxy Marauder in the main of Creator? This is a good position for Proxy Reaper, but we have seen GuMiho Proxy Marauder before. Like, we could spice it up even further. We'll see. We shall see as the Rax has been thrown down. Do we float in? It's been a while. It's been a hot minute since I've seen a player float in. It's been like a month. We'll see. We shall see. We go for a scout across map. We confirm the Rax is missing. Gonna be fully walling off here at the Reaper Cliff and show us the lift. No! No lift. We go for the Reaper, but we have already walled off here at the Reaper Cliff, so good Sim City here out of Creator. It is just going to be a singular Proxy Reaper, and we will be transitioning back at home. Now, this Reaper still has a lot of potential. We have a Zealot first, so Creator, he's getting ready for potentially Proxy Marauder. Cybercore is on the way. See what this Reaper can get done. See what we can accomplish here. Cybercore is done. Adept in production. Reaper gonna have to go the long way around as we do have a wall off. And the Reaper does find its way into the main. Now it's gonna come down to the control of the micro of Creator. He has to pull back the weakened probes. Have to pull back those weakened probes. And it looks like one probe is gonna go down. Good pickoff. Good pickoff there by GuMiho. One worker kill so far. And a lot of lost mining time. I feel like a lot of people underestimate the power of lost mining time, but it's very impactful, especially this early on. When you don't have your natural base up and running, to force the boys to be pulled in the main is pretty huge. It does impact your economy quite a bit. As Reaper races back home, and we're getting into a 1-1-1. CC and low ground probe does get a full scout. Full scout of the main base, and ooh, we are mixing it up. For the first time in this series, in this best of 7, it is not a Stargate opener. Looking at the vision, GuMiho has not seen the tech either, so we are going Blink Stalkers. This should be Blink Stalkers. There are some Protoss players that are willing to mix in a Dark Shrine opener, which is crazy, but not unheard of. There it is. It is Blink. Blink is on the way. We have our second gateway as well. This could just be 2-gate Blink into a third base. As I say that, third gateway has been thrown down. Do we commit even further? Do we throw down a fourth gateway? Regardless, these 2 gateways have been spotted, they've been scouted. So GuMiho, he's aware that his opponent's being aggressive, and we should be transitioning into tank production pretty soon. How many Widow Mines? We have 2 Widow Mines, and there it is. Tech Lab is on the way. We need tanks. Tanks are very necessary to defend. As Creator is building up here on 2 bases. It's going to be 3-gate Blink. 3-gate Blink is a good way to contain. It's a way to apply pressure and to take a third base. We can dive into the main, but we shouldn't be diving into the main. Not with 3-gate blink. It's possible if GuMiho's underprepared. There we go. First tank is on the way. Stim in production. This Stim is looking a bit exposed. We could potentially deny it. Especially because there's no bunker. There's no bunker in the main base. So Stim is looking a little bit vulnerable. Mind Drill comes in. Oh! One mine goes down. The other will go off only on a single probe. Good cleanup here from Creator. But the medevac survives and so does the Widow Mine. A good save from GuMiho. With this, that means that if these Stalkers leave, we can go back in. We can dip back in for another drop.
SCV ready.
Let's GuMiho. He has been spotted. He's gonna pull back. Oh my god. He's gonna pull back. Meanwhile, we have the Prism on the way. With 3-gate blink, we're pushing. So we're gonna be moving out across the map. No bunkers. This is really greedy. Very greedy here from GuMiho. Stim is halfway done. It should finish in time. I'm hoping Stim finishes. Prism is on the way. Here come the Blink Stalkers. And yeah, it should barely finish up in time here for GuMiho. Yeah, it should be fine. Should be fine. Tank getting here in the main base as well. Getting in position. I'm loving the SCV. Also just scouting the main. Making sure we have vision in the main base as well. Again, this push was delayed because of the mine drop. As we come in, we can maybe get a couple of SCVs. But not much else. We get 3 workers in total. Tank is in position. Big shots go up. 4 workers go down, and GuMiho does hold. Behind this Creator, he's expanding. Remember, it was only 3-gate blink, not 4 gates. GuMiho will be trading with these Stalkers. The Stalkers, they don't lose any. Oh! They're so low. But good trades from Creator. He doesn't lose any Stalkers, and he gets 3 Marines. 3 Marines go down. And GuMiho is getting ready to just posture. Getting ready to push, actually. He's going to be getting a third base behind this move out, but the move out hasn't spotted by the observer. He sees, he knows. Stalkers trying to pick up whatever they can. They get a Marine. Oh. Do get a Marine. Additional Stalkers here waiting on the front lines. Delaying that tank push. Picking away at those medevacs. Archon on the way. We're going to be forcing a siege. And again, that is all the Creator is hoping for. He wants to slow this down, force sieges as often as possible before GuMiho gets within range. And he's dropping into the natural. Creator out of position. Creator out of position here. Tanks a siege up. Within range of the gas geysers. Stalkers, they get caught out. GuMiho, he drops into the natural. Probes are going to be falling. We see Creator, he's going to collapse on these tanks, but it's going to be a costly trade. A lot of Stalkers go down. Oh my god, the target firing. Almost every Stalker falls. Marines, they get out of control here in the natural as well. Overcharge is popped. And we should be able to clean this up. Should have barely cleaned this up here. At the same time, reinforcements being sent here towards the third. Creator, he does hold. So Creator, he lost 11 Stalkers. Oof. Remember, he didn't lose any Stalkers when he was harassing. All those 11 Stalkers went down in the defense. That was an expensive loss for Creator. He did get 3 tanks. Did clean up the army. Did save his third. So a bit of a back and forth trade. Oh. This Creator tries to hunt down that medevac. Oh, he wants it. He wants it, man. Going for an Archon drop. GuMiho going to be chilling back at home. Likewise, Creator is stabilizing. He is going to be stabilizing here, working on more Archons, Immortals. Storm is done. Is done at this point. And the medevac does make it home safely. Does make it back. Ooh, and after a chaotic couple of moments, the game is going to settle. We're going to be settling into this. 4th CC just now starts for GuMiho. We should be seeing a 4th momentarily from Creator at either location. Creator still licking his wounds, building up his army. How many gateways? Ooh, 8 gates. Oh my god, we're on 8 gates, papi. Okay, the base on the way. I was like, are we gonna commit? We could, but with the Bay on the way, it looks like we're taking up, which means we should be working on a 4th base behind this move out. And there it is. 4th is on the way. We'll see what Creator can accomplish. We'll see if he can bust in. So far, good SimCity. No bunkers. Oh. No bunkers to defend. Zell's going to be charging on in, closing the gap, getting on top of those Marines. And they close on top of those tanks. Massive storms as well. Zoning back the Marine army. Another storm. One misses, the other does connect. And we do clean up the final tank. Do we have enough to keep pushing, though? Do we have enough mine shots? They get baited out. The mine shots get baited, and Creator, he is breaking through just barely. The storms were good enough. We force a kill, not a cancel on the CC. And the mines, they can't do much here. They're on cooldown. Voids are being pulled, and Creator, he is breaking through. Never threw down that 4th. GG gets called, and Creator extends his lead and gets on match point. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, GuMiho wasn't quite ready for a push at his 4th base. He wasn't set up for it. He had 2 tanks, yes, but no bunkers, no SimCity. The Zealots got on top of everything. The storms were good enough as well. There was a decent storm on the army, but mostly we were just zoning back the Marines, exposing those tanks. And with that, Creator, he breaks through. He breaks the 3rd. GG. One more game. One more game. Oh. One more game is all that Creator needs. GuMiho has a mountain to climb. GuMiho is still in this, but he needs to win 2 games in a row to force the ace match. The pressure is on. Can GuMiho do it here? I mean, he's an amazing player. There's a reason why GuMiho got picked up by Cloud9. He is amazing, but I'll be honest. Tonight's game, we've been casting Creator for many years at this point. I'll be honest. Tonight's games, Creator has been looking really impressive. Like, game 1 and game 2, I don't know if you could hear it in my voice, but like, I was very surprised and astonished by like how well Creator was playing, and it's a Creator that I haven't seen in a while, like in quite some time. Like, Creator, he has his moments, right? Like, he's a GSL finalist, a recent GSL finalist at that, like relatively recently. He can really be in form at times. At other times, he can sometimes be lacking. Like, I mean, he is an emotional player, and that can come into play as well, but he's looking good today. He's looking really good tonight. And that bodes well for IEM Katowice. That bodes well for IEM. That's right around the corner, and here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hecate. We have the South Korean Terran player representing Cloud9. He needs to fight back here and now. It is GuMiho. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player representing Club NV on match point. 1 game away from taking it all. It is Creator. Uno más, papi. 1 more game is all Creator needs. And again, he's been looking very impressive here. Very in form. And now is the time to be in form. I know, like, we had Christmas, we had New Year's, we had a little bit of a break. But IEM Katowice is less than a month away. Less than a month away. Now is the time for players to peak as we get ready for what would have been the World Finals. Like, IEM Katowice is still a massive event. A major tournament, a major premier event for StarCraft. This is when you want to be in form. This is when you want to be peaking. And it feels like that's what Creator is doing. As we're getting into game number 5. Game number 5 here. It's going to be a Gate Cyber Expand standard opener out of Creator. GuMiho going for a Rax Expand himself. Ooh, for the first time in a long time. These past couple of games, you would know, GuMiho has been going for double gas. He's been going for double gas, more aggressive builds for the past 2-3 games. But here, GuMiho calming things down on Hecate, being economic. Rax Expand, delayed factory. I appreciate it. Again, Hecate is known for its defensive prowess. Hecate has a short rush distance, that is true, but that is a little bit deceiving. Sure, it has a short rush distance, but we have some very narrow choke points, narrow ramps as well here outside the natural, here in the center of the map with these bridges. Like, there's so many points of elevation and so many choke points as well here at the third base, even here at the triangular third as well with the ramp, with the choke point. It is a very defendable map. So having a much more standard macro game, I mean, you can be favored there. It can be hard to be aggressive, is what I'm getting at. It can be very hard to be aggressive here. As a creator is going for a Stargate opener. We're going back to the basics. Creator one time this series. Last game he went Twilight Council. Here we're going back to the Stargate, back to the Phoenixes. Oh, I spoke too soon. This is different. Even though we've seen a lot of Stargate openers this series, this is the first time that Creator doesn't go Phoenix first. Hero, is that you? Hero is very fond of Oracle openers, so we're going to be very aggressive here. Creator is going to be aggressive with Oracles and Adepts. He's going to be looking for SCV damage. He's going to be looking for worker kills. We'll see if he can pull it off. That Adept is going to be forced back. A good catch here with the Cyclone. Very nice catch from GuMiho. Oracle going to be zooming out. And the Reaper does barely spot the Oracle. Barely seen. There we go. Marines and Cyclones, they rotate over. A good scout from GuMiho. Good reaction. Which means he's not completely out of position, but SCVs are still going to be going down. We get one. We get two. We get two SCVs before we are forced out of the main base. It's an okay amount of damage. Once again, fast third. Not the first time we've seen this out of GuMiho. We saw this on Solaris as well. So just like on Solaris, very fast third base. And I mean, hey, Solaris was the game that GuMiho won. They're going for something much more economic here, racing into a third. Meanwhile, Creator going for a Robo should be Phoenix Colossus. Once again, there it is. Bay is on the way. Colossus production is going to be commencing. Sorry, just closing the door. It's getting cold. But Colossus production is going to be on the way. Oracle comes in. Revelation does get eyes on the production, and we do spot the third CC that's almost done at this point. Big scout there from Creator. Now he knows that he's a little bit behind when it comes to his own third base. The pressure is on. Pressure will be on, and we'll see how Creator does adapt to the more economic play here of GuMiho. We'll see if he tries to be assertive himself or tries to outgreed GuMiho. As we're going to be settling in. Going to be settling into this. GuMiho building up 2 Ravens. He has Disable. He has Interference Matrix. So just like on Solaris, when GuMiho pushes, he's going to have a lot of Disables available. And the Colossi will not be a factor. The Colossi will be rendered inert unless Creator is able to zone away those Ravens. Unless he's able to gain control. That's going to be a big moment for GuMiho. We saw that it almost killed Creator in that last game on Solaris. It was impressive that Creator was able to defend, but a lot of that was based on his shield battery positioning. There's a shield battery outside the natural. Should be getting a shield battery here. On the way. Oracle gets eyes on the main army. Third base being taken. GuMiho is still just waiting for his upgrades. Waiting for Stim, Combat Shields, and +1. All 3 upgrades are lined up. It's going to be a very crisp push, a very crisp timing with these upgrades alongside the Ravens. And it's going to be on Creator to have enough to survive, to defend. To make it out alive. It's a Marine. Nice pickoff. Building up towards 2 Colossi. Additional Phoenixes are on the way. Here comes the push. Again, +1. All these upgrades are finished up in 10 seconds. We're getting across the map. At the same time, Phoenix, as they come in, they will pick up a couple of SCVs. But GuMiho doesn't care. GuMiho, he's committed. Yeah, we have plenty of disables available. Maybe an anti-armor missile as well. You have an overcharge. There are the disables. Colossi, they can do nothing but good force fields. Clutch force fields here out of Creator. Very nice hold position micro as well. He's buying time, and the disable's running out. Very clutch force fields. And without those force fields, then GuMiho may have ended the game. He may have been able to just kill Creator then and there. His Phoenixes were across the map. His Colossi weren't doing anything. So clutch force fields. We spoke about how defensive this map can be because of all these choke points. But GuMiho, he does rotate. Oh! Does rotate around. Finds a better angle of attack. The Ravens are exposed. Oof. Raven goes down. At the same time, we force a cancel here on the 4th base. Creator, he's out of position. Creator is chasing down this army, which means he has nothing to defend. The boys are being pulled recall back home. Uh-oh. Which means we can damage up the Colossus. Creator, he does hold. Does hold, does force his back. GuMiho coming back in. Creator has to be very careful not to overextend. But there we go. He's racing back home with one of those Colossi. There is no disable. And Creator, he even cleans this. Oh my god, he chases down the Medivacs and he cleans up every single Marauder. Forces out a stim. Very nicely done here by Creator. And again, this time he's keeping up. Catches an extra Marauder. GuMiho pushing once again. Creator, he sends everything over, which means he's once again out of position, and Recall is on cooldown. Uh-oh. Recall is on cooldown. There we go. Creator is racing back home. His base is so exposed. He's going for the Nexus. He's going straight for the Nexus, and can he get it? Oh, big mine shots connecting with the probes. Dropping to the main. Creator, he is able to keep up with the Warpin, but he's using a lot of Stalkers. Expensive losses here for Creator. Oh my god, every single Stalker goes down. And that was worth it. That was worth it here for GuMiho. Trading with the Stalkers. Double drop coming back in once again. Just again, it was an economic opener into a hyper-aggressive style, just mass drop play out of GuMiho. And you can see that Creator, he wants to push. He wants to just send it, but he just can't. Once again, going to be distracted. It's going to be a mine drop coming in from the right-hand side. Main army has spotted base trade. Okay, we pull back. It's like, are we committing again? Mine drop doesn't get into the mineral line, gets cleaned up. We have one Widow Mine slipping into the main. Does get lifted. And the main army trying to catch the Colossi. The force fields. Force fields do zone GuMiho away. Again, a very chaotic game here. GuMiho just sending everything he can across the map. Going for a run by. Going for the 4th base. At the same time, Scan reveals the army, and I'm feeling a base trade. GuMiho catches some of these Zealots. Creator pushing into the 3rd, and he shuts down the 3rd base. And GuMiho doesn't turn around. We're going for a base trade. We have an army on the right-hand side. We have an army pushing towards the natural as well. Creator likewise pushing into the natural and main base of GuMiho. The Colossus goes down. Big pickup. Robo goes down as well. Now Creator, he can always recall to the main, but he's losing everything back at home. And Creator, he's running out of buildings. He's already running out of buildings, and we're taking too long here. Creator is taking too long to bust in. I feel like we have to recall, but we're not going to. The base goes down. Creator, he does evacuate with some probes. Oh no! He tries to, but he gets caught out. The probes are being shut down. Do we have any workers? Creator, he's running out of probes. He's running out of workers, which means no buildings. What you see is what you get. And Creator, he's going to be running out of everything here. Creator, we have to turn back around. We can't win this base trade. Buildings are floating. We have the Prism coming back home, but we get caught out. The Prism was supposed to save some of these workers, but we cannot. And in this base trade, GuMiho, he's going to come out on top. I mean, we're turning back around, but it's too late. It's too little too late here. There's one pylon out on the map. And Creator, he has to save it. He has to save the pylon. No. The drop is coming. There we go. The medevac does get shut down. Full medevac goes down. Big pick off. Creator, he has to save this pylon. It's the only building he has out on the map. Pieces trading with the Marines. I love this. We have one medevac full of Marauders. We have a hit squad to go for that pylon. Creator getting in position. He has his Phoenixes. He does. Yeah, he is in position. He shuts down the drop. But again, Creator, he's stuck here protecting the one building. Like, as we see here in the Structures tab. One pylon left for Creator. Meanwhile, we have mining. Like, GuMiho is mining. The longer this goes on, the better it is for GuMiho. Now, Creator, he has the stronger army. In a head-to-head fight, Creator wins. But GuMiho doesn't have to fight. Honestly, if GuMiho wanted to, he could dive. He could just dive on this pylon. Even if he costs him some units. He could go for the dive at the same time. Creator, he does catch the army. Creator moving out with everything he has. He's crazy. Marauders, they're going for the pylon. They're going for it, Papi. There's nothing here. The Marauders, they're going in. And again, Creator, he can win this fight. He can clean this up. But he has nothing to defend. Not like this. And GuMiho is going to take it here. He doesn't need to win the fight. He goes for the pylon. He's going to shut it down. And with that, GG gets called. GuMiho fights back, putting another point on the board. GG. Ah. GG, well played. GuMiho just pulling Creator apart left and right, more than willing to embrace the base trade. And Creator was not able to escape with a probe. Creator, he had money. He had like over 1,000 minerals in the bank. Creator, he had money to throw down buildings, but he did not have a probe out on the map. They got caught. They got caught out. They got shut down. So GuMiho was coming out ahead in the base trade. As we saw in, like, if both armies clashed, Creator would win. Creator, he would win the fight if both armies clashed. But GuMiho, all he needed was 4 Marauders and a dream. 4 Marauders, that's all he needed. Comes in from behind, snipes the pylon. GG. GG, well played. Whew. And with that, the series continues. The series does continue. Creator still needs 1 win. 1 game, and Creator will be the champion. He will take this best of 7 and walk away with the majority of the prize pool. Meanwhile, GuMiho has to fight back here and now to force the ace match. Let's go. Let us go. As our next game is going to be Alkione. Oh, quite a large game. Quite a large map. Meanwhile, big shout out to Kamikaze in the chat. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session, I'm assuming. And welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Club NV X Duckling Showdown number 2. And we are here towards the end of our show match of our best of 7 and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Alkione. We have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Cloud9, fighting back so hard in that game. Can he force the ace match? It is GuMiho. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Club NV. Still 1 game away. 1 game away from winning it all. From taking this Duckling Showdown. It is Creator. Vámonos, papi, vámonos. Let's go. Ooh, as GuMiho, gonna be spicing it up here. Despite how large this map is, we are not going for a Rax Expand, we're going for a double gas opener, we're going for a faster factory instead. So a much more aggressive build here out of GuMiho. Interesting. I'm curious. Uh-oh. Hello, Creator. Where are we going? As GuMiho is going for a faster gas, for a faster factory, we have Creator looks to go for a proxy Stargate. Now, This is a very common strategy on Alcyone. So because of this map, there's an entire portion, there's an entire half of this map that is walled off by these mineral patches, so it is a little bit more difficult to scout. In saying that, this is a very common strategy, so GuMiho should have this in the back of his mind. He should have this in the back of his mind as the Cyber Core is soon to finish, and we should be throwing down a proxy Stargate. We could spice it up with the proxy Robo, that'd be crazy. The Stargate would be more standard. We'll see. Cyber Core is done, and the Stargate gets thrown down. So this is not an all-in by any means. This is not an economic, just a macro opener. An aggressive opener. The way this works is we proxy oracles. We're going to be getting into the mineral line. We're going to be killing SCVs and taking an economic lead. Up, 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 up. Good control here out of GuMiho, forcing back that Zealot. Does so control the Zonaga as well, and yeah, the Zealot just takes too many hits, is going to be shut down, but the Adept does arrive just in time, forcing back that Reaper. Now again, with this we should be proxying oracles. We have a second proxy pylon. Huh. While we take our expansion. Going to be expanding, going to be getting into our 2-base economy. Now it is a delayed expansion, so Creator has to get damage done with this. Otherwise, delayed expansion is just going to be late. It's not going to be worth it. The damage needs to be done. Meanwhile, once again, Reapers and Adepts do dance back and forth. Reapers, they bypass the Adepts, they go straight for the bases, straight for the mineral line. Likewise, so does Creator. He's going for that CC, but we have a Cyclone to defend. With this Cyclone, we should be okay. As I say that, Oracle slips into the main. Damage is being done. We get 1, we get 2 SCVs at the same time. Reapers do get zoned away. The Oracle. Oh, can we escape? We cannot. The Oracle gets shut down by the Cyclone. A big pick off there, and GuMiho suddenly in a commanding position. Because of the double gas, faster factory means safety Cyclone. And with that Cyclone, we shut down the first Oracle. We have 1 more Oracle as well, but this has not been worth it for Creator. Creator is having a rough start. Likewise, the Reapers, they take down the Zealots. They took down an Adept as well. Off the back of this, GuMiho is going to have the better economy. He has his natural, it's mining, he's muling. Just now the natural getting up and running here for Creator. And GuMiho, he's looking for the proxy and he will come across it.
SCV ready.
Let's find the Stargate. Oracle's going to be moving out. At the same time, Mind Jump coming in, bearing in mind, because the Stargate is proxied, no Phoenixes. No Phoenixes to defend. The Reapers are split up. Oh, GuMiho trying to escape. Ah. And it looks like he will not escape, but at the same time, here comes a Mind Jump into the natural. Good reaction. But a nice unburrow out of GuMiho. Does delay that Widowmine shot. And he's going to get not just one, so much lost mining. Oh my god. There we go. Finally gets 2 probes. But so much delayed mining. And Creator, how do we come back? The gold. Creator, he has had a worse start. He has had a worse start in this game. It's been very rocky. Like, the Oracle opener wasn't worth it. The delayed Nexus, of course, not worth it either. We need this gold. Can we make use of it? Can we hold on to it, though? That's the question. Raven forced to throw down its auto turrets. And it's going to fall. We can hunt the... Oh my god, we're looking for it. We're looking for the Raven. The Raven does barely survive. But it should be hunted down eventually by Creator. Is looking for that Raven. Gold base slowly getting up and running. And the Raven is going to get caught. Nice pick off there by Creator. Behind this, we're getting into our 5-rack setup. 5-1-1 here from GuMiho. Building up towards Stim, towards +1. Now, as opposed to what we've been seeing so far, this is 5 racks before a 3rd CC. These past couple of games, basically the 2 games that GuMiho has won, on Solaris and on Hecate, GuMiho went for very fast 3rd bases. This time, no faster. We blink into the main. We pick up the tank. The tank is going to be going down as well. Stim is not done, by the way. Stim, it's not done. SMB's going to be going down. We do bleed out a couple of Stalkers. Creator, he does back off. Remember, he doesn't want to push in. He wants to try to contain GuMiho while he takes this gold. And so far, GuMiho doesn't know. He has not scouted, doesn't know that the gold is being taken, doesn't know how much we're getting away with. The tank is going to go down. Oh, the repairs. Not good enough. But we had a massive mine shot and a lot of Stalkers did trade. Did trade for that tank. Oh, we're trying to bait out. Oh, GuMiho, keen eyes. He does spot that safe trap, does pull away. Smooth moves out of GuMiho. Creator taking another gold. Creator, he's crazy. Trying to rush into the second goal base, but he is shut down by the drop. Scan reveals the gold of Creator. GuMiho, he knows. He's aware. Orders are caught out. Another big revelation on the army. GuMiho is pushing again. There's pressure on GuMiho. He needs to deny this gold. He needs to shut this down. And can he pull it off? No tanks. Well, plenty of Marines. And barely an army here for Creator. Again, he lost so many Stalkers earlier. He's going to trade well against these Marines. But here come the Marauders. Here come the Marauders of GuMiho. Going to be stimming on forward. The Zealots coming just in time. The Zealots. They made it. We shut down the Widow Mines, but the Zealots get cleaned up, and now we push forward towards those Stalkers. And they're so vulnerable, so exposed. Stalker's going to be going down, but GG gets called. GuMiho, he has far too much. He breaks through. Creator did not have a standing army. And we are going to the ace match. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, Creator had a very rocky start to this game. A very rocky start with the failed proxy Stargates, with the failed Oracles. Was trying to rush into that gold. He did pick off tanks, but the moments when Creator, the moment when he blinked into the natural, the moment when he sniped the second tank and he lost 5 Stalkers. He lost so many Stalkers in that dive that triggered a counterattack. And Stalkers are expensive. You have to build them up over time, and Creator just did not have an army. Didn't have an army to defend. Could not survive. As soon as GuMiho saw that goal base, he just pushed out across the map and did not stop. And that means oh, sorry, my apologies. We have an ace match. We are going all the way to game 7. Let's go. We're going all the way to the ace match, and it all ends here. It all ends on a hard lead, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of hard lead, we have our South Korean Terran player representing Cloud9. It is GuMiho. And spawning in the top left, we have its opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss, the red Protoss player representing Club NV. It is Creator. Creator, he has been one game away from winning this all for so long, but he's been brought to the brink. Brought to the ace match. And this could go either way. GuMiho has a lot of momentum. Has a lot of momentum on his side. Can Creator bring it together? Can we pull it together here in the final game? One way or another, it all ends here. All does end here. And once again, GuMiho, double gas. Double gas opener out of GuMiho. This time, Creator hopefully isn't going for anything cheeky like a proxy Stargate. It didn't work on Alkyone. Not going to work here on hard lead. And we're going for a gate expand. Gate cyber expand here from Creator. Standard opener. Standard. Let's go. Standard opener out of our red Protoss. A more aggressive opener here out of GuMiho. With the faster gases, we can go into a faster Cyclone, as we saw previously. Or into faster Hellions. We have options. Factory is on the way. On the way, Creator going to be scouting, checking these Zelnagas, and maneuvering out across the map. Ooh, that is unlucky here as Creator the Probit runs into the Reaper, which means no scout. No scout from Creator. That was not meant to happen here. Creator, he even went the long way around to check the Zolnaga. Runs into the Reaper. With that, Creator is in the dark. Doesn't know if his opponent is being economic or aggressive. Massive pick off there by GuMiho. Meanwhile, we see our tech of choice. It is going to be a Twilight Council. Makes sense. We're loading into hard lead. Very short, very small map. Short rush distance by ground. Shortest rush distance map in the map pool. The Reaper does dip in. Trying to get eyes on the saturation, get eyes on the army. Now, GuMiho still doesn't know if it's going to be a Stargate or a Twilight Council. Going for his expansion back at home. And interesting, we went for the factory only for add-ons. We're rushing into a very fast tech lab on this starport. We're rushing into Cloak Banshees. Oh my god. GuMiho spicing it up here. So a very aggressive opener. This natural is very delayed. This expansion is quite delayed here. We will take it, of course, but there's a lot of pressure on these Banshees to get damage done. If Creator can see this coming ahead of time, he should be able to prepare. Otherwise, Cloak Banshees can end the game. If there's no detection, if there is no Observer or Oracle, remember, it's not a Stargate opener, so we do not have access to Oracles. And we're getting into a Gateway Explosion. Uh-oh. This game is going to get chaotic. Okay. So it's going to be 4-Gate Blink. 4-Gate Blink Stalker at a Creator, which means we should get a Robo. A Robo is going to be thrown down, but the first unit should be a Prism, not an Observer. So Creator... Oh. Are we skipping the Robo? We have a pylon being set up for a proxy location to warp in across the map. If we skip the Robo, there is not going to be 5 gates! We're not going 4-Gate Blink, so we're going for a 2-base all-in. It's going to be a 2-base all-in at a Creator. He's going up to 5 gateways. He could go up to 6 gates as well. Yep, 6-gate all-in. It's all or nothing for Creator, which means no Robo, which means no detection, which means this Banshee's going to get a lot of damage done. In saying so, though, GuMiho, will he be able to survive? Will he have enough to defend back at home? That is the question. Here comes the Banshee in towards the main base. It's going to be getting so much done. Massive warping across the map. Again, this is a 2-base all-in out of Creator. And GuMiho is biding his time, waiting to push in. And when he does, he's going to cripple the economy. There's no saving this mineral line. There's no saving these probes. Robo just now gets thrown down, and here comes the Cloak Banshee. And we gotta go. We have to send it another Cloak Banshee here across the map, shutting down the army defensively. It's all or nothing for Creator. He needs to break in. We dive on top of that. We have a tank on the high ground. No, shall we shut down these Stalkers? They do nothing here at the natural, and across the map, 5 probes go down. And we're still wreaking havoc. We're still getting damage done. Yeah, the defensive Banshees. What can we do? We have no detection. The Robo is still on the way. Still 0 detection. And this is kind of a build order loss. To go for a 2-base all-in like this against Cloak Banshees, like, what can you do? There's nothing you can do. Observer finally on the way here. Probe's gonna be knocked down. We get 11 probe kills. Banshees are finally falling. Not because we had detection, but because we ran out of energy. Just ran out of energy. Deals with the Banshees. Behind this, we are building ourselves up. We have a 3rd CC on the way. Tanks as well. Marines. More Banshees. We have 3 of them. My god. Now, we're going for a Hail Mary play. Looking at the vision, GuMiho did not see. It's a Dark Shrine. We have a Dark Shrine on the way. Now, this is risky. Obviously, Terran have scans, but typically at this level, we're muling. We're muling pretty hard. There's a possibility that there isn't a scan available, but we're making a safety turret. GuMiho, he hasn't even seen it. He hasn't even seen the Dark Shrine, but he knows he's ahead, so he knows he just has to be safe. We have a turret, we have detection. DTs will do nothing. At least not in the natural. We could warp into the main. The main base is exposed. There we go. Dark Templar being morphed in. Do we have a scan? Not in the natural. We just scanned across the map. Uh-oh. We do not have a scan available. Not yet. Oh, now we do. We do have a scan. Server dips in. Prism dips in. DTs, they do get into the main base turret. Not done, by the way. DT goes down to the natural. Bring down the turrets. Reinforcements are on the way. Do we have a scan? We do. Scan the main base. Shut down the Dark Templar. At the same time, Banshees across the map. This is doing so much more. 4 SCVs go down, but that's not enough. GG gets called, and GuMiho, he takes it with the Cloak Banshees, and GuMiho will take down Creator 4-3, winning our Club Envy X Duckling Showdown. GG. The comeback. The comeback. Things were looking dire. Things were looking so dire for GuMiho, as Creator, he was up 3-1 in this series. He was up 3-1, and then GuMiho brought it back, winning 3 games in a row. GG, well played. A part of that was also Creator being a little bit too overconfident, like Alkiona, for example. Like, the proxy Stargate was wild, and again, Creator, he took a risk knowing he was ahead. But on some of these other games, specifically on Solaris and on Hecate, GuMiho was looking so damn good, just going for a very greedy opener into just mass drop plays, just pulling Creator apart left and right, and just forcing a base trade and coming out on top. That was the highlight of the night. Hecate was a beautiful series, was a beautiful game. But here, as we got into Game 7, the ace match, it was a bit of a build order loss, where blindly Creator was going into a 2-base all-in, into a 6-gate Blinkstalker all-in without a Robo. Again, if it was just 4-gate Blinkstalkers, we would have had a Robo, we would have had an Observer. But it was a 2-base all-in at a Creator up against the invisible units. Not quite the invisible man, but the invisible ship, the invisible Banshee. And yeah, with that, GuMiho, he shut down the aggression, and he counterattacked. He crippled the economy. It's crazy what GuMiho was able to do. And it all ended in a move of desperation with Dark Templar, which also didn't do enough damage. So congratulations. Congratulations to GuMiho. GG. GuMiho is C9, not Duckling. Yeah, he's on Cloud9. Cloud9, baby. Cloud9. Is on Cloud9. Congratulations to GuMiho, and a shout out to Creator, because hey, Creator, he was a beautiful opponent, right? It's like, this series went the distance, and any lesser player, we wouldn't have seen this go all the way to the ace match. It was very even, very back and forth between Creator and GuMiho, went all the way to Game 7. Fun fact, so far, this is our second edition of the show match series. Our second show matches. Our second set of show matches. Last week we had number 1, and fun fact, we also had an ace match there between DRG and Cure. We also had an ace match. So far, every show match we've had has gone all the way to Game 7. It's been beautiful. We've been spoiled. We've been a little bit spoiled so far. We'll see if we can keep going. For those that are maybe tuning in for the first time, for those that maybe haven't heard of this event before, it's a new event. It is a collaboration between Club Envy and the Cranky Ducklings. We are going to be working together here to bring you some weekly show matches. Every single week we have show matches planned at this time slot on this day. So last week we had DRG and Cure. This week we had a GuMiho and Creator. We also had Quanta versus Mondo at the start of the night. And next week, I believe we have some confirmed players. You can check out the Wikipedia page, but next week it is going to be Quanta once again versus SCV, and Bunny versus Dongregu. Let's go. So DRG, he went to the ace match against Cure, lost. Cure was able to win that series in the end, but we'll see if DRG can have some better success against Bunny. Boy, against Bunny in another Zerg versus Terran matchup. So look forward to it next week. DRG versus Bunny, best of 7. Also, Quanta versus SCV. So be sure to check us out. With that, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. We do appreciate it. And if you want to follow us, you can follow us on all the social medias: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Discord, ! Socials in the chat. We are also co-streaming on YouTube as well. We are also going to be co-streaming. Oh, great channel. Oh, thank you. We're also co-streaming on YouTube. Our VODs are uploaded to YouTube immediately. And we are not done for the night, by the way. We're going to be going on a short break. So it's been a decently long broadcast so far. For those that were here from the beginning, we were originally casting Masters Coliseum. We were casting round 2 of Masters Coliseum, and we wrapped up most of it. We casted Maru versus Serral. It was a great series. We casted Maru versus Serral. We casted Max Pax versus Shin, and we also casted Bunny versus Trigger. So we already casted 3 of those matches. There was one match that we didn't cast because we were busy with the showdown. Trigger versus Solar. We're going to be going on a short break. I need some time to set up the overlays, to set up everything here on my side, and give us a couple of minutes, like 5 to 10 minutes. When we return, we're going to be back with a PvZ between Trigger and Solar, the final series of tonight's Masters Coliseum. So stick around. You may have already watched it. I believe Wardy casted it. I think Wardy, maybe another community caster, maybe Rotterdam, or I know Crank was casting it. So you may have already seen it. No spoilers in the chat. We have not. So we're going to be going on a break, and then we're going to be jumping into Trigger versus Solar. See you soon. See you soon. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. We appreciate it. We'll see you guys in a couple of minutes with one final best of 3. Take this moment. Hydrate your Hydra, stretch your riches, massage your Marines, and drain your Disruptors.